What's up everybody, this is Danny, and this is the next generation of the Warp series, and this is the ZTE Warp 7. This phone right here is only $100, and I can't even believe we're getting to the point where functional phones are getting to this price point. But for all of you guys that can't afford these crazy price flagships, then the Warp 7 could be a great choice if you're looking for something on a budget with the least amount of sacrifices. So let's talk about some of the reasons why this phone should get your hard-earned cash, and who knows, you may even get a chance to win one. The box comes with the essentials you need to get started. You get a phone, of course, a USB Type-C cord, and a power brick for charging, the battery, some paperwork, and that's it. Sweet and to the point. The specs are crazy for $100. I mean, check this out. You get a large 5.5-inch 720p IPS display. It looks pretty nice. You can catch up on your favorite YouTube videos or Netflix content. It's one of the nicer 720p displays I have seen. It might not have the greatest viewing angles, but it's not terrible by any means. You get a nice Qualcomm quad-core Snapdragon processor with 2 GB of RAM with Android 6.0 Marshmallow on board, so that's nice. You get 16 GB of onboard storage with a micro SD card slot, so you can easily add 64 GB of storage. And you get a 13 megapixel camera on the back with the flash and the speaker towards the bottom, an updated USB Type-C connection. You get 5 megapixel front-facing camera and also some capacitive buttons there at the bottom for navigation. You can change the orientation in the software, which is great. They light up, and the middle one pulsates and acts as a notification light. One of the Warp 7's strongest features is its 3080 milliamp hour battery, and what's nice, it's removable, so you can just buy another battery if you want to, but I don't think you'll even need it. Yesterday, this thing gave me 7 hours of screen on time, so I don't think you'll have any problems getting through a full day. The design is simple, and the phone is made of plastic but has a nice rounded design. It has a very unique finish on the back, so let's say it's like the OnePlus sandstone finish without the texture. It's completely smooth, but doesn't feel like regular matte plastic. All of the buttons are on the right side, they're easy to get to. The buttons work well, but I do wish the power button was slightly more tactile. But for a $100 phone, it feels solid. The good news is that the software feels responsive and performs way better than I expected it to. The interface is a skin version of Android, but for the most part it is non-intrusive and looks and closely resembles stock Android. So props to ZTE for not cluttering up the experience and leaving it fairly simple. The bloatware is real, but you can just uninstall it. The multimedia experience is decent as well on here, and as I said, the display looks nice, especially at this price point. I do have to say I'm not a fan of the rear speaker placement on here, but it's surprisingly loud and it gets the job done. Gaming is also surprisingly nice on this phone as well. Runs most of the games that I've tried with smooth frame rates, and even some of the super graphically intensive games like Unkilled run surprisingly well. The load times might be a little longer, but yeah, totally playable on here. Very impressed. The camera has a 13 megapixel sensor which can take up to 1080p video at 30 frames per second, and the image quality is decent in good lighting. The camera software is easy to use, and there's a ton of features on here, stuff you would normally find on flagship cameras like a pro camera mode where you can change your white balance, ISO, and exposure. You also have an HDR mode which works pretty well, so I would definitely use this if you get a chance to. I think the images look nicer. You get some fun modes, multi-exposure, and more. Now I wouldn't expect too much in low light conditions, and the 5 megapixel front-facing camera will get you some decent occasional selfies. So what do you guys think of the ZTE Warp 7? I think that if you're looking for a $100 budget phone that works well, has great battery life, and has no annoying lock screen ads, then I think it's worth a shot. The downside is that it's only available on Boost Mobile right now, and it would have been nice to have an unlocked version for all carriers. The good thing is you have access to Sprint's Spark LTE network and some sweet roaming capabilities to Mexico. Alright, so since you stuck around to the end of the video, ZTE actually gave me an extra one to give to one of you guys. All you need to do is make sure you leave a comment down below, and I will pick a random comment and announce a winner in 2 weeks on my social networks. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at SuperScientific because that's where I'm most active. Thank you for watching, guys, and thanks to ZTE for sending this phone out and sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.